Your information station, WTIM.
You are listening to WTIM, your information station, and it's time now for the WTIM Pana Morning Show. It's brought to you by our title sponsor, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. Along with Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, your Pana Save a Lot, Whiskey Bill, Saloon and Liquor Emporium, the City of Pana, and Locked and Loaded, Limited on the phone line. Starting us off today, Pana Police Chief Daniel Bland. How are you, Chief Bland?
I'm doing good. Good morning.
Good morning to you. And last time we spoke on a recent uptick in some crimes across Pana there, and just the ways that the police department was going to go about, fixing those issues and keeping an eye just on more things out there. How have those operations been since we've last talked?
Yes, we've poured in additional resources, made some adjustments to things, and attacked certain problem areas, and we've made several arrests throughout the month of thefts involving even up to four-wheelers, breaking into sheds, things of that nature. But yeah, we've made progress, held accountability, and we're hoping the court system will step forward and support that effort.
Great. So just more resources, more attention to some of the problem areas in Pana. Absolutely what the problems we're calling for there. And we're going to get into just the daily grind and the operations that police officers face every single day. Just more into this conversation here. But as we're nearing the holiday season here, what's on your mind, Chief? We got people out on the roadways, and of course theft you have to be careful of throughout these holidays. What comes first there?
Absolutely. There's a lot going on with the Thanksgiving, Christmas season. Yeah. Time to give and bless others, which produces, opportunity for opportunistic criminals to, peer around looking for easy targets. That's why we like to remind everyone of just very important yet simple, things they can do to reduce crime, whether it's around their house. We always encourage with, the evening and darkness coming on very early this time of year. So illuminate your exterior of your homes and garages, alleyways if you can. It definitely helps patrol with presence of, seeing movement and shadows. We encourage cameras around properties. That's been vital even this month on solving some crimes. You hear often surveillance cameras have been very valuable to agencies. We encourage that, a valuable resource. Also just, simple things as much as just keeping your doors to vehicles locked. Oftentimes, people get in a hurry and they forget about things. Leave their vehicle inside, vehicle unlocked and possibly even their keys inside, which can lead to issues. But yet we remind everyone, keep your doors locked, keep packages out of sight. If you're Christmas shopping, hopefully you're shopping locally in Taylorville or Pana or somewhere. But even if you travel to bigger cities, keep packages out of view. That's because, it's not uncommon for even forced entry through windows to gain, packages that are in view. So, but things like that, are simple things to do that will reduce crime. Exchanging packages, obviously, when you're mailing, delivering things, porches illuminated, having neighbors watching for neighbors when packages are delivered. Things of that nature will help out. Even exchange locations, we encourage people to, if you're exchanging, buying things online, you don't know exactly who you're, buying from, but yet, establish a trusted site source, whether it's the PD or a witness, things of that nature. There's lots of things that people can do to reduce the chances of being a victim of crimes, including thefts, which definitely increased during the holiday season.
Yeah, that's all really good advice right there. And you mentioned a whole lot about packages and things arriving and just maintaining safety throughout that all. You see a lot of Ring door cameras and those doorbells that are, monitoring front doors out there. And of course, just lighting up the area is always good. Having even boxes, I've seen like special made boxes on people's porches to place delivered items in. And it's all just protecting your holiday presence right there. So that's awesome. We have Pana Police Chief Daniel Bland on the phone line right there. How about driving this winter? Any major incidents thus far?
We have not, fortunately. Naturally, with the snow and slick roads, we've seen an increase in traffic crashes handled by officers. But yet, for the norm, the numbers are similar. When it seems to take a little bit of time for drivers to adjust their driving habits. When the weather changes, the roads conditions change. We encourage everyone to slow down, but our numbers have been normal. We've had a couple of individual traffic crashes that led into further investigations of impairment, things of that nature, which we work closely with multiple law enforcement agencies around the region, targeting impaired drivers, DUI drivers. We want to keep our roads safe, so that's all part of the enforcement we take part in.
Yeah, absolutely. We like to give some tips for just car preparedness kits for the wintertime. Anything you'd throw into your vehicle before hitting the road there, just to make sure you have all your bases covered in case of any emergencies on the side of the road.
Yeah, for sure. Number one, always keep your fuel. We encourage it, near half or above. When the cold temperatures arise and your fuel, gets lower, it can affect your engine operation naturally. Cell phones, keep them with you, which we all carry, but blankets in the cars if you're traveling a distance, even a candle if you're traveling the family that's extended hours on the road. But definitely research and take those options into consideration, because anything can happen out there. And with the weather and temperatures, below freezing, it can be difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty quick onset of this cold weather, it seemed, this year. And for the populations out there that might be unhoused, and do you deal with that in Pana, with finding places people can have for the night, or maybe even warming centers? Is that a need in Pana?
Yeah, for sure. We do have warming centers when the temperature gets to a certain temperature below freezing, that the hospital or the fire department will open up. But otherwise, we've had a few different areas within town where a couple of homeless encampments open up with one or two individuals. But the weather turning colder has shifted those, moved those out. We've tried to keep those areas cleaned up. It's within the business district area, which we feel is important to target. But yet, we see it daily where someone's struggling, having a hard time. There's people face things like that, whether through addictions and it gets into homelessness, or there's even financial struggle and eviction processes. We've encountered that recently. There's people out there that are hurting and need help, and our officers do it daily. We don't do it for notoriety. We do it because we care, and just trying to encourage, direct, provide, whether it's transportation, meals, even lining up apartments or, hotels for temporary stays, just to keep warm, because it's too cold to be out there, for sure. So, but it's not a major issue down here. But when we cross paths with it, we're going to deal with it in the best way possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you guys will. On that front, anything new on the drug, alcohol rehabilitation, safe passage you guys have been kind of ramping up over there in Pana?
Yeah, well, we still grind away with that
Yeah.
as well. We do have a fundraiser coming up, which Meals on. I believe it's a drive-through meal fundraiser going on this week, where tickets were bought. We're going to be participating in that, helping to serve those who are supporting that concept. We're always trying to fundraise. We just operate entirely off of donations through the PD or through Stacy Schallenberger's Jesus Loves You ministry. That's the two areas where we fund that. But yeah, we're always open. Even this month, we've made contact with people, trying to get them in. There's help available. We just gotta, make that decision. We'll help them through the process, but we're open 24/7.
Amazing. And I'm sure the community is beginning to understand that. Is that something your officers have begun implementing and in just their daily interactions, and especially with someone that might be struggling with addiction, with this new safe passage resource? It must just give them a few more routes to use.
Yes, that's definitely for sure. It's one of the things we are always reminded those when we make contact. Sometimes it's often a negative contact due to a criminal violation or investigation or something. But I mean, nearly all of our investigations of thefts and domestics, things of that nature, are drug related, unfortunately. And if that issue can be addressed in the right way, in a healthy way, long term, it helps them as well as the community and our department.
Wow, a sweeping statistic like that, you're able to say almost all of these thefts relate back to drugs there, and you guys are moving in the right direction with that. We're going to get more into the many hats the police officers wear in Pana and across the nation, with Pana Police Chief Daniel Bland on this WTIM Pana Morning Show. It's time for us to take a break. Before we do, let's thank our great sponsors, our title sponsor, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with Pizza Man, Norton's Hardware, your Pana Save a Lot, Whiskey Bill Saloon and Liquor Emporium, the City of Pana, and Locked In Loaded Limited. We'll be right back here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
This is Jordan Rupert with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one business banker who understands their business and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your business banker is your single source for all your financial needs, from cash management to lines of credit, from mortgages to equipment loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. Bank with People's Bank and Trust so you can spend your time running your business, not explaining it. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Noren's Hardware is a local family-owned store offering a wide selection of quality hardware supplies at competitive prices. Whether you need plumbing supplies or electrical supplies, you're sure to find what you need at Noren's Hardware Store, including ice melt, shovels, gloves, heat tape, pipe insulation, portable heaters, and propane to get ready for the winter months. Our staff is committed to providing outstanding customer service and is ready to assist you. Visit our store at 55 Main Street in Pana today.
Dinner time just got easier with WTIM Pana. Enjoy great food that includes amazing pizza, tasty pasta, salad bar, and chili. On Monday nights, enjoy the spaghetti special with garlic bread and a side salad for $8. On Tuesday nights, come in for the lasagna special with garlic bread and a side salad for $9. On Wednesday nights, grab yourself an individual pizza and side salad for $9. WTIM Pana is proud to be serving Pana and the surrounding areas with great Italian food since 1985.
Did you know we are bringing licensed daycare to Assumption? This is Shaula Snagel, Executive Director of Kimmer Village. The future Assumption Community Child Care Center is looking for teachers and aides for our upcoming daycare. We are offering great salary and benefits. Visit our website, kimmervillage.org, and click on Join Our Team. Parents, watch our Facebook page for news on our opening. We are going to offer playtime and learning and great care.
Fall means being active to attend your favorite festivals and bonfires. Let Taylorville Care Center help you get back into doing what you want, like attending a local fall festival. Whether you've been in the hospital or just need a little extra help to get back doing the things you used to do, recover and return home with Taylorville Care Center's therapy program. Great medical care with private rooms. Family and friends can come by to encourage your recovery. For Taylorville Care Center's therapy program, call 824-9636, 824-9636, caring for the community for over 50 years.
Ramey Miller here from Run Deep Coaching. Take your power back. I do holistic personal and business coaching. My service is virtual, so we can visit no matter where you are. Find out more by clicking my icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. That's TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM, your ag information station, provides over 8 hours a day of agriculture programming on the air, stream live, and in podcast. Find out all the on-air and online platforms you can hear WTIM by going to TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back into our WTIM Pana Morning Show, this time with Pana Police Chief Daniel Bland. Thanks so much to our live stream sponsors. Our title sponsor, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, your Pana Save a Lot, Whiskey Bill, Saloon and Liquor Emporium, the City of Pana, and Locked and Loaded Limited live stream sponsors, Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust. Again, here with Pana Police Chief Daniel Bland. In that first half, we talked holiday safety on the roads and, of course, online, holiday shopping and, theft deterrent out there. Kind of rolling right along to, the daily grind, as you like to call it over there in Pana, because there's a whole lot of pressures from society, from governments, all over the place. Police Chief Daniel Bland, take it from me here. What kind of things you guys go from? What kind of things are you guys going through out there?
Well, we're naturally our responsibilities to protect life and property and improve the quality of life for our citizens, and that's what we do daily. So naturally, we're continually doing somewhat of a informal needs assessment around the community of what's needed, whether it's safety for schools, safety for roadways, crime deterrence, drug deterrence, you name it. That's what we do daily. And with our staffing that we have, the guys are always out, working hard to just, make our community a safer place. We face, the day to day, we call it the grind, and it's stressful. It's continual pressure, continual calls, continual just expectations. And we are the profession where, it's expected to be right 100% of the time on decision making. And so, just the daily routine calls for service per se of just traffic enforcement and response to calls. There is a tremendous response, and that's what we're doing out there heading into the Christmas season, hoping to have a safe holiday. But we're going to be out there enforcing, looking, preventing, initiating, being aggressive toward those that choose to make bad choices. But that's what we do.
Yeah. And you mentioned briefly earlier that Pana officers are going to do their duties, and then the courts will handle it from there. And you're kind of putting your faith into the courts. There anything on that end that applies a little bit more pressure to the officers?
Well, with naturally the changes throughout the years, the Safety Act, elimination, no cash bail, we've adapted to that. Naturally, when it is frustrating when we see in a community, just as in this month, when we've made multiple arrests for thefts and burglaries and damage of property, whatnot. And I believe all but one case was, those that have pending cases in court. So it is frustrating, but we understand the process, the fairness that's needed. But wow, it's a struggle. It puts pressure on officers when they're repeatedly going, and dealing with the victims and their frustrations and hurts and property missing and damage and this and that. And we invest time and resources into holding someone accountable, and that's where we work closely with the courts and and holding accountability and providing resources to ultimately stop the recidivism, the constant cycle that some people find themselves in. So, but yeah, we work well with the courts, but it's the daily grind with the officers. I see it, and when you see officers out, you see them, whether it's our agencies or I'm in court and see other officers from other agencies. You can just tell there's a lot going through their mind, not just, handling one call, but everything they're dealing with, the pressure and expectation. We've got to remember that there's, that's a tremendous load that each of them carry as well for them and their families.
Yeah.
So,
And have you noticed a new attitude towards crime from a criminal perspective just because of a no cash bail and Safety Act system?
well, locally, I don't think we're seeing it like we're seeing it in larger communities where it's just the mass number, the volume of cases can be at times overwhelming without a change. But with these major changes, naturally we've seen, individuals making comments about, the advantages they might have, but eventually the county is going to be held, But as far as us locally and our size of community, we see an occasional case here and there where it's obviously going to be dealt with and wish it was sooner, but nothing like I think what the larger metropolitan cities are seeing.
Okay, yeah, and you mentioned that we often think of our police officers as protectors and protecting our people and property there, but you're also a huge resource for any number of problems out there. I mean, can you list a few of these problems that are valid to reach out to the police force for, and then also what that kind of just does for officers needing to add just another point to their resume right there, that they're also a therapist. They can help you out with a lot of things.
Sure. Well, officer wellness is crucial. And over the last, few years, there's been more resources and opportunity for officers who are, facing the daily grind and fear and, just constant, expectation. There's help for them. The wellness aspect. For us to operate and provide healthy services, we got to be healthy ourselves. And so I'm so thankful that there's more resources out there for officers. They can reach out, support groups themselves, because otherwise the post-traumatic stress disorder is real when you face daily or weekly or yearly traumatic events. That builds up.
Yeah.
You got to respond and be professional and kind and compassionate and yet firm and yet still while holding in all the things you've dealt with through the years.
Sure.
I'm thankful that there's more help out there for my officers and the officers that work in our area, because they're doing a tremendous work out there with a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. And it seems like it could be a lonely profession there, just because not many people can emphasize and empathize and know exactly what it is that these officers go through every single day. Chief, we got about 30 seconds left. I always appreciate these conversations. Final wrap-up words for our listeners out there?
Yeah, we once again, we can't do it ourselves. So we continually need the public support in reporting suspicious activity, problem areas. I know sometimes they get frustrated because, I've reported this, but we're not ignoring your your requests for service and improved, areas around you. But we continue to ask for the public's help in reporting things. We work together. We do things together, and we'll make a bigger difference more quickly.
Absolutely. Great words there from Pana Police Chief Daniel Bland right here on our WTIM Pana Morning Show. Thank you all for tuning in.
By an American president to that country to promote Washington's investment in the African nation. A centerpiece of the trip showcases a U.S. commitment of $3 billion for a railway project. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol has declared emergency martial law